Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of September 2nd, 2019. Every week we chat about the things parents are talking about, complaining about, and obsessing about right now. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
This week we're complaining about our family's diets and obsessing about making our kids' lives easier, plus taking a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. But today we're talking about the college drop-off.
Oh, Nicole has survived.
Me.
Have you survived? Are you lying
We
in a dark
barely
room with a
survived.
wet rag over your eyes right now?
For the past week, I've had a wet rag over my eyes.
You stumbled out of the room, your eyes squinting from the light to come and podcast with us.
Pretty much. The day after we got back, you know how you can go on your phone if you've got an iPhone and look up your health data and see how many steps you had that day? This is just an indication of how depressed I was. My total steps for the day were 133.
Back and forth to the bathroom from your spot on the couch.
So I have to say, though, I mean, it was hectic. It was chaotic. It was busy, but they obviously have it down to a fine art. Some of the highlights included us receiving a booklet. So as soon as we pulled into the residences, there was a man there directing traffic, and then he had an assistant who was handing out these booklets to parents, and they were parent guides to dropping off your child at university and not being a helicopter parent. So
Heading you right off at the pass there.
Exactly. They're like, we're just giving you a heads up here. You got limited time. So, yeah, things went relatively smoothly. I mean, we did forget the hammer. So note to everybody else out there who's dropping their children off at college, don't forget the hammer.
I think I would never have thought of a hammer in the first place. Why does she need a hammer?
To move the bed up so that she can get. I mean, this is
I
only
thought
if
maybe
you're
to
lifting the bed.
ward off, aggressive males.
No, this is for setup. This is for, there's all this stuff that you need for setup, right? It's
wow.
Like, so much to think about. We had probably noticed in the pictures, we had 5, 6, actually we had total, including our carry-ons, we had 8 pieces of luggage.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, but...
And I saw a picture of that room. It doesn't look like there was room for 8 pieces of luggage in it.
No. So we took back 7 pieces and left her
empty
with 1.
Ones?
Yep.
Wow.
Well, they were all different sizes, so we nested them.
Mm-hmm.
And so we only actually ended up taking like 4 pieces back with us, so 3. So,
I would think the TSA would be suspicious about that. You have a suitcase full of suitcases?
Exactly.
Please step over here.
No, they, yeah, I'm sure they've seen it all, but yeah, the room is not that big. It's one of the original dorms built on the campus in the 60s, so, but it's being kept up nicely, and she has a nice space, and
it's very cute and cozy, but man,
it's small,
not large.
Well, it's not a double, so you don't get that bigger feeling, right? But it's still a small space. Definitely the smallest ones, I think, on campus. But,
wow.
you know, it'll get messy real quick, and she's gonna have to do something about it.
Well, that's true. And maybe
So
it encourages them to not sit in their rooms all the time, but go out and go to the library or be with friends rather than in your cocoon.
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, they don't let you have microwaves or toasters in there. You have to go to the cafeteria. So it really does force you to get out and socialize and get out and about. So, I mean, you can only stay in that little room for so long. But I would definitely, IKEA bags are the most essential item.
That's like on every list and article.
But it's not the big round, like the bucket ones that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So these ones are different. You can get them off Amazon.
Oh, okay.
But they're long and rectangular.
Mm-hmm.
And they have straps on them that you can use as a backpack.
Oh.
So you pack them up on your, you put them on your back and then you walk them up like a backpack. Mm-hmm. But everything goes in there.
Right.
It's amazing. They're so big.
Wow.
So when we left her, we had planned this. I had, this vision in my head of how we're going to say goodbye, and it's going to be this long hug and tears and some kind of sappy Hallmark song in the background. But, we were actually, getting our stuff together, and there was a knock on the door, and it was a couple girls a few doors down, and they'd come to ask her if she wanted to go for dinner with them. So when we left together, and she went one way and we went the next, the other way, and
that was it.
I mean, on the one level, that's how you want it.
Yeah.
On the other, a little ceremony would have been nice. Just ditch me by the side of the road for your new friends.
I know. I kind of felt it was a little like, that was anticlimactic.
But good for her, making friends.
Yeah.
And I was amused to see that there is a dorm cat.
Yes.
I don't think we're allowed to have
Michigan.
Animals in our room back in the day, but maybe.
I know, it's like Hogwarts now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is even more interesting. She was able to bring the cat over the border from Michigan.
Oh, wow.
So that's even more
alien
paperwork.
Cat.
Yeah. So she, yes, there's a dorm cat. It's not on her floor. The cat isn't on her floor.
Well, the cat's going to go on whatever floor the cat wants to go on, but still.
Exactly. So she's excited about that, to have that. And
does the cat have a little ID badge, for...
Right.
So when it wants to come in, does it have a little card?
Yeah, in and out.
It has to swipe its card when it comes.
I'm not just any cat. I live
here.
I would be surprised if the residences are starting to build in pet doors, the ones...
In our day, you had to rough it.
Yeah.
You had to sneak your cat in and keep it in the closet so nobody knew. Kids today have it so easy.
Cat. Yeah, so no, it's good. It's definitely what you want for your kids.
Yes.
It's how you raise them to want to do post-secondary education.
Yes.
To help with jobs and careers, but then you're really not that prepared for when it happens.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me that I have a year to get ready, but what would I do?
I know. Well,
it's just
I'm
mental
preparation,
or something, right?
Just go leave her at the mall for a couple of days every so often, just to get used to it.
It's honestly, it's mentally even envisioning her there and thinking about it, and because it's just such a void when you come back and they're,
Yeah.
Does social media make it easier though? Because you can always go on and look at pictures of her doing stuff.
Oh, totally.
My mom did not have that and would totally have loved it.
Yeah, no, I have been stalking her via social media. And it's been such a huge help, because I know when I went to school, and probably the same with both of you, we just had one phone call every once in a while, and that was on a payphone.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but now you can say, well, she's taking selfies, so I know she's still alive.
Exactly. There's a picture of her in her dorm, she posted 5 minutes ago, so we're good.
Have you turned off the Life 360 or the Find Friends or whatever it is that you were tracking her with?
Yeah, I wasn't going to admit to it, but no, I haven't.
Hang in there, Mama. Keep that on.
I need to know her last known location, okay? Actually.
Yes.
Funny story, though. My husband, because this was 3 days after we dropped her off and we were back home, and we were really intensely following her every move. And, and we'd send updates, throughout the day to one another while he was at work. Have you heard from her? Do you know where she is? She's on the move. So one morning he wakes me up. He's like, it was about, 7:30 or something. He's like, Nicole. I'm like, what? He said, I've been up since 5 a.m. I'm like, why? He said, I had to call Kristen. And I said, at 5 a.m.? He said, I had to make sure she was okay. And he said, what were you thinking?
Dad.
That's terrible. That poor Kristen, right? And he said, well, it showed that she wasn't in her dorm room. And I'm like, dude, take it easy. You probably don't want to know why she wasn't in her dorm room.
Oh,
and he's like, well, no, it actually showed her in the bushes outside another dorm.
In the bushes.
And I'm like, the bushes?
And did you explain to him how the GPS works? That it
so
likes to play those little games with us.
It plays those little mind games with us, and of course, he showed me. He took a screenshot of it, and so there's like this, big circle, right? That big blue circle, and the location was in these shrubs that were outside another dorm building down the way, and of course, his profile picture of her was when she was like 4, so. Made it even worse.
My 4-year-old child is in the bushes.
She's stuck in the bushes.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the heck? Change her picture at least. So anyway, no, she was in her dorm room.
Yeah.
She was fine.
Oh, I'm sure she appreciated the 5 a.m. call.
Yeah. Like, okay, guys.
Please refer to the pamphlet you received on day 1 that says, do not call her at 5 o'clock in the morning.
How to drop your child off at university and not be a helicopter parent. That's not really it's not going well.
Step 1, turn off your tracking devices.
No.
Step 2, disengage from social media. Step 3, go on with your life.
Good luck with that.
That's not going to happen.
Oh, boy.
Step 1, throw this book in the trash. It's more like it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, boy. Well, speaking of moving on with our lives, maybe we should move on to the end of this episode.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of moving, we have news for you about the podcast. It has moved to a new host called Spreaker. You may have noticed some ads starting to pop up on your feed, but your subscription should have changed over magically without you even knowing it. So if you're listening to this, then it probably worked. Our website, parentingroundabout.com, has not changed, and you can always find our recaps, links, old episodes, whatever you need. It's over there. So check that out. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2, and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. And we're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or on Twitter. Or, Terry, can they do it on Spreaker too, right?
I believe they can. There's just comments everywhere, y'all.
And our Twitter handle is Roundabout Chat. Thank you. See you tomorrow.